question I was asked recently is, what's the biggest challenge we face when teaching Agile to marketing teams? First things that came to mind were things that are challenges, I think, with all teams. We're talking about mindset shifts, culture shifts, leadership and management shifts. It's not easy. But I did start to think, there are some special things when we're teaching Agile specifically to marketing teams. One that came to mind pretty quickly was the translation from software. Since Agile originated in that software environment, there's a lot of terms and things like epics or features or release plans that are still out there. And even though we at AgileSherpas are all experienced in doing that translation, those terms still have a way of cropping up, and we still have to kind of make sense of them for marketing teams. Another thing that I think is a challenge with marketing teams is reconciling what are usually pretty long, rigid processes that they have for getting something developed and out the door with the notion of delivering work in smaller, more frequent increments, especially in highly regulated industries like financial services or pharma. So I always tell teams in this case, it is possible. Focus what's in your control. There's always some little experiments we can do, and we can also start to use data to maybe make the case for some changes. Another challenge that I face in teaching Agile to marketing teams is helping them believe that working at a sustainable pace is actually possible. Marketing teams tend to bear the brunt of lots of stakeholders, lots of requests coming in. I see a lot of organizations trying to stand up cross-functional teams, and they're aligning people to multiple cross-functional teams because they don't actually have the headcount to fully staff those teams with maybe the writer or designer that would be needed. So helping marketers understand that it is okay to actually start saying no or not right now to things that aren't aligned with organizational priorities, and starting to limit how many things they work on at one time. Because, when we do less, we accomplish more, right? Data is probably the last thing I would highlight. A lot of marketing teams, I've noticed, don't have data on the outcomes of their work. So helping them start to think about, how can we start to get this data? How can we use data, at least what we can get our hands on, to more effectively focus on our outcomes and learn from what we're doing? So yes, there are quite a few challenges, but I will say as a coach, I really, really value when teams are up front, when they're confused or concerned, because if we keep the conversation going and the Agile mindset top of mind, I believe we can overcome any challenges that get thrown at us.